I think for this lesson, the standard has been clear all year, so the kids have the opportunity through the breakdown of the sentence stems on the board to know what their expectation is and what the purpose is to have a good discussion, and that's in the Common Core standard that we use to just frame the whole lesson. So I think that's clear to them, just in me actually saying it and using it for their summary and reflection and their peer review. Yeah, what they're expected to do.
And I noticed you had them reflect on a part of the standard, perhaps.
Yeah, at the end they pull apart. The standard is listed on the reflection, and they're supposed to say, okay, I did propel the conversation, or I didn't invite others, and they can kind of clarify where they're at. So I think that helps. Yeah.
And some goal setting in the beginning.
Yep.
You would talk a little bit about how the goal setting, like.
Yeah, so I just have them, like, based on that standard, to reflect back. I give them back their last grade, and then they reflect on, okay, where's my area of need, and that's where the goal comes from. So it's like, my goal is to, a lot of them say, well, like, invite others, because, I talked a lot last time, but I didn't invite anybody, so I can focus on that aspect of the standard. So it's really specific, yeah, like which part they need to work on and what they can focus on. The structure helps, just with pre-planning. They know what they're going to say already. And then again, just practicing throughout the whole year and reflecting back on this standard. So they practice, and then we look, okay, where are you at and what can you work on? And then they can come again and try. And throughout the year, there's different things I'll look at. So at the beginning, it's like, okay, everyone needs to speak. That's like a big challenge. So now they're all speaking. Now we can focus on other parts of the standard. Okay, propelling, challenging, inviting, and then every time we can kind of hone in on different things so that they feel like they're growing and being successful every time we do it. It takes a lot of preparation time before we actually do the seminar. So the students, it comes from writing their own questions, and you have to, again, support them in that with question stems, and they have time to think through their thoughts. So that's a whole sheet, an organization sheet I have for them to make sure they're pre-planning. And then when they come, again, a lot of practice with the structure of the inner circle, outer circle, and everyone has a role, and a peer review sheet and a partner, just so that they're structured and supporting each other and knowing what they're doing, and yeah.
I noticed you changed the groupings of the students, and that they had to move tables and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so like the physical space of the classroom. Yeah, just again, like practice in the beginning. Okay, these are my expectations. We need to lift tables, pull chairs away, and I kind of leave them with the responsibility of setting the classroom up. And once we do it once or twice, they know really well where to go and what to do. It's looks like controlled chaos, but they manage to get where they're supposed to be, and yeah. So again, it's just in having a clear role for everybody and practicing. So giving feedback throughout the year of expectations, and before in the year, really having to drill. You cannot talk when you're in the outer circle. You're a listener, and getting them to see that, and practicing even things like that, and giving feedback throughout, so that when it comes time, everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. And I think it's just really key to have clear roles and procedures, so that if there's ever a moment where people are off, it's just back to what are you supposed to be doing, instead of any negativity or scolding or anything. It's just back to what is your role right now. So I think that's the main classroom management policy for this group. Yeah. I think it was good. Everyone participated, which is really big. Like I said, in the beginning of the year, that wasn't the case. There's kids that would go through the whole seminar without speaking. So today, and that's in training them to invite others in. That's not all about just you talking. It's also about you being a listener and pulling people in. And they've gotten really good at that. Just taking responsibility for running a discussion that's fair. They did really well. I would like to see, as far as engagement goes, more of a natural discussion, like I said during the lesson, because they're so reliant on their notes. And it's good because, again, it used to be like people would go the whole discussion without talking, but now it'd be nice to see them naturally engaged. Oh, what did you say? And really naturally thinking about and responding to the ideas, and that would be meeting the standard better, I think. So that's kind of the area for improvement as far as that goes, but yeah. I think a big key aspect of just this particular lesson was even just the novel Flight is highly engaging to them and relevant to them, the topic and the character and what he's been through. And I think that aids in making everyone feel comfortable, like I can say something about this because I connect to this person and this story. So just that is helpful for the relevancy, but then also just relevancy, like I always tell them, you're gonna have to work with peers and you're gonna have to manage yourselves, and you can't always rely on the teacher to be pulling your thoughts out, and they're able to kind of learn that as a very relevant skill to have in the world, in school and outside school. So
what is it about Flight that you perceive as relevant to the students' lives?
I think that it's just about a teenager that's gone through a lot of hardships, and they might relate directly to the hardships or not, but they relate to being a teenager and feeling misunderstood. And they talked a lot today about his physical characteristics, like not fitting in, and that was something they can either relate to directly or they at least see that around them. So just the content talking about the teenagers and his existence is really relevant to their existence. Yeah. So just getting back to like every time wanting to build on other aspects of the standard, and I think now that we have everyone speaking, we're inviting others, we're asking our own questions and answering them, is getting to that, adding the naturalness to it. So trying to brainstorm with them, how can we be more natural and have a natural discussion? Yeah, so I would like to really hone in on that. And I think they're ready. Like they feel, I think the confidence is there. They're used to speaking now. So now it's like, okay guys, we all speak, but let's try to make it a little bit more comfortable and like a real conversation. Yeah.
So maybe like a notes-free.
Yeah, notes-free, or the second period today was suggesting bullet points instead of actually writing sentences, because then they won't sit there and read the sentences. And I'm like, that's a great idea. And it's better even to have them take responsibility for it. Like, okay, how can we problem solve this? I'm interested to see what they say. And then we'll kind of go from there.